Today, we continue with 20 new words: drive, transfer learning, address, suggest, DOM, recursion, relieved, stack trace, broken, data integrity, mime type, tip, refinement, memoization, anyway, foreigner, test set, method, and angry. I will learn these words and continue taking the test. After that, let's move on to the podcast together. Story mode, a busy morning before stand-up. This morning, Alex had to drive to the office earlier than usual. His team had an important stand-up meeting, and he wanted to prepare a clear update. But when he arrived, something was wrong. The dashboard was broken. The customer address field was empty, and the page layout looked strange. Alex opened the browser tools and checked the DOM. Then he looked at the stack trace and saw an error in a small method that handled user data. At first, Alex felt a little angry. The feature had worked yesterday, but he took a deep breath and started to investigate. His teammate Maya came over with a coffee and said, "I suggest checking the API response first. Maybe the mime type is wrong." Alex checked the response and found the problem. The server was sending the wrong content type, so the front end could not read the data correctly. Even worse, some records had bad values, which could affect data integrity. "Good catch," Maya said. "Anyway, we should fix this before the demo." While Alex was working, the office cleaner passed by with a broom, sweeping the floor near his desk. It was a normal office morning, but for Alex, it felt like a race against time. To make the app faster, Alex also added memoization to avoid repeated calculations. Then he used a small recursion function to clean nested menu data. For a machine learning feature, he checked the test set again and used transfer learning to improve the model without training everything from zero. At 9:25, the dashboard finally worked. Alex felt relieved. During stand-up, he gave a simple update. "Yesterday, I worked on dashboard refinement. Today, I fixed a front-end issue, checked the API response, and protected data quality. There are no blockers now." The Scrum Master smiled. "Great job." After lunch, Alex met a new engineer from another country. The engineer was a foreigner, but he spoke kindly and clearly. Alex gave him a small tip about the project setup. By the end of the day, Alex learned something important. Even when things go wrong, a calm mind and a clear method can turn a stressful morning into a successful day. Story 2. The Deadline Demo. On Wednesday morning, Nina had to drive to a client's office for a product demo. Before leaving, she checked the meeting address 3 times because she did not want to be late. The client was a foreigner who worked with teams from many countries. He was friendly, but Nina still felt nervous. The demo was about an AI feature that used transfer learning to recognize different types of documents faster. At first, everything looked fine. The page loaded, the buttons worked, and the DOM showed the correct elements. But when Nina uploaded a file, the app suddenly became broken. The browser showed a long stack trace, and the system could not detect the file's mime type. The client looked confused. Nina's manager did not look angry, but she could tell he was worried. Nina took a deep breath and said, "I suggest we take 2 minutes to check the issue. I think the upload method is reading the file incorrectly." She opened the logs and found the problem. A recent refinement had changed the upload flow, but one condition was missing. Because of that, the system saved the file with the wrong label. It was a serious data integrity risk. "Anyway, let's fix the sample data first," her teammate said. Nina quickly updated the code. She used memoization to make the preview faster and a small recursion function to scan nested document sections. Then she checked the test set to make sure the AI result was still stable. While waiting, someone from the office cleaning team walked by with a broom. The small, normal sound made Nina feel calmer. 5 minutes later, the demo worked again. The client smiled and gave her a helpful tip. "Next time, prepare a backup file for live demos." Nina felt relieved. The demo was not perfect, but she handled the problem professionally. That day, she learned that a good engineer is not someone who never makes mistakes. A good engineer is someone who can stay calm, explain clearly, and keep moving forward. Story 3. The new Office app. On Monday, Daniel started a new project, an Office app for employees. The app could show each person's desk address, meeting room schedule, and task list. Daniel did not have much time, so his manager said, "I suggest building the first version this week. Keep it simple." Daniel nodded. He had to drive to another branch in the afternoon, so he wanted to finish the main screen before lunch. He opened the code and checked the DOM structure. The layout looked clean, but one button was broken. When he clicked it, the app showed a stack trace. The error came from a small method inside a class. The method was supposed to update the user profile, but it failed when the user had no avatar image. Daniel felt a little angry with himself because he had missed that case. But then he said, "Anyway, this is why we test." He checked the file upload logic and found that the wrong MIME type was accepted. This could cause bad files to enter the system and damage data integrity. So he added validation. Next, he improved performance. He used memoization to cache user settings and recursion to render a nested department tree. For a recommendation feature, he used transfer learning so the model could suggest meeting rooms based on previous booking patterns. Then he tested everything with a clean test set. At lunchtime, the office cleaner came by with a broom. She smiled and said, "You look busy today." Daniel laughed. "Very busy." In the afternoon, a new teammate joined the project. He was a foreigner, and he had experience with workplace tools. He gave Daniel a useful tip: don't only build features, build trust. Users need to feel the app is reliable. That idea helped Daniel during the next refinement meeting. Instead of only talking about new features, he explained why stability, clear errors, and clean data mattered. By the end of the day, the app worked well. Daniel felt relieved. He realized that software is not just code. It is a promise to help people work better. Story 4. The Broken Report. On Thursday morning, Kevin had to drive to the office early because his manager needed a sales report before the client meeting. The report showed customer names, order numbers, and delivery address information. When Kevin opened the dashboard, he noticed something strange. Some numbers were missing, and one chart was completely broken. He opened the browser tools and checked the DOM. Then he looked at the stack trace and found an error inside a small method that calculated monthly revenue. At first, Kevin felt angry. He had tested the feature yesterday, and everything had worked well, but he knew that being angry would not solve the problem. His teammate Anna came over and said, "I suggest checking the imported file first. Maybe the MIME type is wrong." Kevin checked the file and found the issue. The system accepted a spreadsheet, but the file was saved as plain text. Because of that, some values were read incorrectly. It was not only a display problem, it could also affect data integrity. "Anyway, we still have 1 hour before the meeting," Anna said. "Let's fix it step by step." Kevin updated the upload logic. Then he used memoization to make the report load faster. For the department filter, he used recursion to read nested team data. He also checked the test set for a small prediction model that used transfer learning to estimate future sales. While Kevin was debugging, a cleaner walked past his desk with a broom. The quiet sound reminded him to slow down and stay focused. At 10:15, the report finally worked. Kevin felt relieved. During the refinement meeting later that day, he explained the problem clearly and added a new task to prevent the same issue. After the meeting, a new analyst from another country joined the team. He was a foreigner, but he spoke kindly and gave Kevin a useful tip: always test the file format, not only the file name. Kevin smiled. It was a stressful morning, but it became a good lesson. Story 5. The Calm Code Review. On Friday afternoon, Mia stayed at the office for a code review. She planned to drive home early, but a new bug appeared in the user profile page. The problem looked simple at first. The user's address was not displayed correctly. But when Mia opened the page, she saw that the layout was broken. She inspected the DOM and found that one component was being rendered twice. Then she opened the logs. The stack trace pointed to a helper method that formatted user information. The method worked for normal users, but it failed when the user was a foreigner with a longer name and a different address format. Mia felt a little angry because the issue appeared right before the weekend. But her senior developer, James, said calmly, "I suggest we review the data structure first. The UI may not be the real problem." They checked the API response together. The MIME type was correct, but some old records had missing fields. That could become a data integrity problem if they ignored it. "Anyway," James said, "let's fix the data handling first, then update the UI." Mia added validation and improved the profile component. She used memoization to avoid formatting the same user data again and again. Then she used recursion to clean a nested settings object. For the recommendation section, she checked the test set because it used transfer learning to suggest similar user profiles. In the background, someone was cleaning the meeting area with a broom. The office was getting quiet, and Mia finally felt focused. After 1 hour, the profile page worked correctly. Mia felt relieved. In the next refinement session, she added a task to improve test cases for international users. Before leaving, James gave her a small tip. Good engineers don't just fix bugs, they ask why the bug happened. Mia smiled, closed her laptop, and went home with a calmer mind. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this content useful, please subscribe to support the channel and join me in keeping our English learning streak going every day.